What are you building? There are things that each one of us is assigned to build, and it's not always going to look like how someone else builds it. What are some things that you build or can build? So you can build a business, you can build your family, your children, you can even build something physical. You can be an architect, you can build a nonprofit, you can build your mindset. You can build your reality, what you like your reality to look like. And so, if your reality does not look like how it should be, how you desire it, then what can you do to change it? You can pray. Prayer is powerful. You can get knowledge. You can make the intention to learn something new about the space you're intending to build. So if you're intending to build your family, you may start to get an understanding of how to build a family dynamic. What kind of things allow you to build a household? You can research about a specific topic that your business is going to be related to, a specific topic your nonprofit is going to be related to. You may start to consume things that are related to the person you want to become. These can be books on leadership. If your goal is to build your marriage, this may be books on how to be an excellent wife, how to support your husband. So what are you building? When it comes to building, I do encourage you to get insight on exactly it is what you're designed to build. Because anyone can attempt to build something, but if they are not designed to build it, they may find that building is not as smooth as it should be. So let's say you're designed to be a business owner, but you believe that you're designed to be a 9-to-5 worker. You're out of place, and so you can build in that 9-to-5 setting, but your utmost potential is not reached because you are designed to be a business owner. You are designed to be a wife, a husband, yet you're in singlehood. And so the mind can make you think, well, I don't think I'll get married. I don't know when I'm going to meet my spouse. You have to say the opposite. Building a relationship is going to take your commitment. It's going to take your agreement. So if you've been in other rooms or sessions I've had on wisdom, I will continue to talk about your mindset and your words. If your mindset says, I'm X amount of years old, I'm never going to fill in the blank, that's exactly what you're going to get. And then it goes from your mind, if you allow it, it goes from your mind and comes out your mouth. And not only are those thoughts, now they're words, and now they go out and they do things and they activate things, they keep things as they should, or as your words suggest. So if you come in agreement with it, you say it out your mouth, there it is. It's your reality. And so you can counteract the passive statements you've made. I am going to be married. I am a business owner. I am going to establish this nonprofit. I am going to be who I am designed to be. So you get in alignment with who you've been designed to be and making sure that there's no distractions to get you out of that place of alignment. Because when the distractions come, you are farther away from your true destiny, the true destiny of the ultimate creator, Yahweh. And so if you are in a 9-to-5 and you are designed to be a business owner, the question becomes, when are you going to become the business owner? And everyone's definition of success is different. You may say, well, and this is often something that goes through the minds of entrepreneurs, and what went through my mind is that as an entrepreneur, how am I going to establish this business? How am I going to get clients? How am I going to get customers? but you didn't establish the business in order to have the pathway for those customers, the pathway for those clients. So there's nothing that can be poured into because you have not put in that structure to receive. So if you're designed a certain way, you need to build that structure that can receive. You need to build that vessel in order to receive the things connected to the calling. So if it's a business, you build the website, you build the social media accounts, you build your email list, you build your experience, you build your social proof so people can share what their experience has been with you. You build those things. And it's not that you will see exactly what you want to see immediately. It will take time. But one thing I've noted when it comes to leaders and entrepreneurs is that when they are consistent, their success will come. So we're not all on the same timeline. It's not that you can buy this ebook and they say, this is how you make $1 million in 30 days, and that's going to be your reality. And maybe that your pathway is to go down one path and then encounter this person and then engage with this opportunity, and then it happens for you. So you must not let that distraction of someone saying, this is the recipe, this is the mathematical equation of how you become a millionaire, how your business becomes a Fortune 500 company, when we are designed in different ways than others are. Which means if we're designed differently, it means that we can't depend on the pathway others took because of our unique design. So when are you going to start building the thing that you've been assigned to build? How do you know what you have been designed to build? So I will make mention of Yahweh, my rooms, but let's make things right where we are. You are designed with the way in which you look, your tone, your idiosyncrasies, how you walk, how you carry yourself, your style, the way in which you are working with others, how your mind works. And so you use those things to create a criteria of what you're going to establish, and you'll find that your areas of interest and passions are going to be connected to what you have been designed to do. So when I was pre-med, I felt in my heart that I wanted to help others. And this is one of the questions that is asked to a future doctor is, or nurse, or whatever other health professional, why do you want to be a doctor? And so the generic answer is because I want to help people. So this was indeed my answer. However, it translated into something in a different space. But I thought I was supposed to be in the medical professional space, in the healthcare space, it turned to the nonprofit space. I'm still helping people. I'm helping leaders. It's just in a different space because I was designed for this space. But I had to come to the acceptance of I was not designed for that space, but how can I use my passions in this other space? And it took the rejections. The rejections came. I applied to medical school, rejected by all the schools. And it took that rejection to propel me into where I needed to be, which was and is in the nonprofit space and business space. So it may be that one of your recent rejections is going to launch you into where you need to be. So not all rejections are hurtful. They are growth moments. So you may review a rejection and say, well, this is a growth moment. And I know in the midst of it, you're saying, I feel defeated, XXX, and all the alphabet letters. But if you shape your mind to realize that I can grow in this moment, that's something that's going to spark in you to launch you into that next level. I remember years ago, I watched this video of this man, I think it was a TED Talk, and he was sharing his experience about how he set out to be rejected in multiple occasions. So his intention was to ask people pretty simple questions, but may make people a little uncomfortable. And he wanted to create this resilience against rejection. So he would ask people, oh, can I have strangers? Can I have $50? People will reject him. Some would say, well, some would ask why. But he set himself up to have these multiple rejections in order to build up some resilience in himself. Imagine if we went through that. We set it up so that we were rejected on multiple occasions to the point where rejections no longer faze us, but they launch us instead. And so if you look at all the rejections you've had in your life, or maybe the most recent one, you can ask yourself, what did this do for who I am today? Being rejected by medical school was not my first round of rejections, because before that, I wanted to be a physician assistant. And I had been rejected from all those schools to be a physician assistant as well. And so there's some resilience that was growing in those situations. And as you mature, you'll have more rejections, which will add to your resilience, which will add to your growth and put something in you to be the leader that is designed to help others where you were. Because we've all been rejected. But what do we do with those rejections? You could be bitter, stay in bitterness, stay in frustration, stay in anger, retaliate, clap back. What does that do for you? Nothing. In the moment it does. It gives you a sense of, well, I've done something about what they did to me. But at the end of the day, the reality is you have not faced that thing. So you may ask yourself, I've been rejected. What can I do now? This is exactly what I said when I got rejected from medical school. I said, what can I do in the meantime as I prepare to apply for medical school again? Because I thought that was the route I was going to take. And so I pursued a master's program 1 year. I said, I'm going to go into master's program 1 year, and then after that, I'm going to prepare to go to medical school. But it was within that year that I realized and further confirmed that I was not designed to be in the medical space that is modern. I am not designed to be a doctor that gives out pharmaceuticals. So had I not faced that rejection, I wouldn't have had those series of confirmations that led me to where I should be, which is where I am now. And I have not reached the peak of where I'm going to go yet, but I am closer than I was before because I accepted the outcome of the rejection. And the outcome of rejection has set me on a pathway to doing the things I truly desire. How about we do a brief assessment of where we're at in life, career or entrepreneur-wise? Are you on the pathway that you are designed for? What are some indicators of you being on the right path? Doors opening without you having to break them down. One of my first contracts that I have had and continue to have in my business was a contract to teach nonprofits and their leaders. I did not apply. I was asked the question, what would you like to teach? And this question came without limits. How did that happen? I was on the pathway. I was designed to be on the pathway. So the doors continue to open. What are other indicators? The reaction of the consumer of what you have to offer. So this may be in the workspace. This can be in your business. as an entrepreneur? What is the reaction of the people that you assist? What are the reactions of your customers if you sell products? And it doesn't equate to numbers. So you may say, well, I sell products and I don't sell a lot. Okay, but what is the feedback from the people who do buy? What do they say? Do they say, wow, this cream has really transformed the hyperpigmentation in my skin? When I put on these shirts, there's like something that happens that I feel empowered. Or do they say the opposite? Now, it's not always about the opinion of others, because sometimes not everyone is having that filter, that lens to be able to see quality. But if you notice a trend of people sharing the impact of what you do, what are other indicators? If you serve Yahweh like I do, you'll realize that people will start to speak into your life exactly where you were designed to be. So that's an extra indicator that all can have access to, yet do not. But for those who are listening who are connected to God Yahweh, there's that extra indicator for you. What are other natural indicators that we could share? People find you, your company, your business. They're looking for you. They see the value in what you produced. And often it can be without you even having to talk to them. That's an indicator. There's something there. And we can discuss the other indicators that I would say come secondary to the ones that I've mentioned. So you can have an indicator of revenue based on the sales that you make. It can be about how the company is positioned in society, how you as a leader are positioned in society. It could be about what people are saying online. But I want to share this thing. I want to share that not all indicators that include numbers mean that there's value. Because there can be value when you not see the numbers yet. So I've served hundreds of nonprofits, and the goal is to serve thousands of them, and I haven't seen it yet. However, with those indicators I mentioned before, the secondary ones, there is value seen in what I do, because that's what the clients say. I can say what I'm doing is valuable, but if you let others speak about your value, it has more value to it. So what are you building? As I close out this session, I want you to think about what you are designed to build. Maybe this is something you will think about. What are you designed to build? And how are you going to do it? 2 questions to leave with. What are you designed to build? How are you going to build it? And often the how should not be tainted by procrastination. Don't say, well, I need to have X amount of dollars in the bank to do this. I need to have all these clients. I need to have all these followers on social media, which leads to your procrastination, which adds to your doubts, which prevents you from being in the place you need to be to serve those people. Don't make excuses. We talked about consistency, the underlying factor that is common among leaders that are successful, businesses that are successful. They were consistent. Amazon did not start for no reason. Amazon, as I understand, was started in a garage. And what is Amazon today? A brand we all know and probably will be getting shipments from this week or sometime this month. So with whatever you are designed to build, know that it's going to take time to evolve, but remember that you have to look at that peak and say, that's where I'm aiming to go, and I'm going to get there. I just have to allow myself to take time. You're going to get there. So be patient with yourself. Don't use your words to cancel and delay and hinder what you have at that peak. Do not agree with everything that is being said about your race, about your gender, about your business. So you also need to have a filter on who you share what you're building with. Not everyone is going to understand what you're building. In fact, maybe a lot of people don't have the experience in what you're building, and so they make assumptions based on maybe something they tried to do and failed, or they make assumptions based on what they've heard others doing. But you just got to stay the course. Have that mental barrier around you. And if you're having the conversation and that person or people start to say, well, I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. And I'm not sure people are you have to shut the conversation down. And it doesn't always have to be a statement that comes out of your mouth. It may be that you, at that point, realize these are not the people to talk to. This is not the person to talk to. You put that mental barrier up and it doesn't faze you because you build up that resilience from that rejection. So what have we discussed today? Quite a bit, didn't we? We've discussed the necessity for you to determine what you are designed to build. We've discussed indicators when you are on the pathway to what you should be building. We discussed rejections and how it can launch you into your purpose. And so you want to make sure you're on that pathway. But I trust that this has blessed you. Hopefully, take those 2 questions with you. What am I designed to build? How am I going to build it? And work on building.